This is a KOAT Action 7 News Commitment 2025 Mayoral Debate Special.
Good evening, New Mexico. I'm Doug Fernandez. Welcome to our debate between the candidates in the next month's runoff election for Albuquerque mayor. On November 4th, 6 candidates ran to become the city's next mayor, but nobody received more than 50% of the votes. So the top 2 finishers are facing off again in a runoff election to determine the winner. The final 2 are 2-time incumbent Tim Keller and former Bernalillo County Sheriff Darren White. Of course, we thank them for agreeing to debate with us again. Journalists with our Partners for Impact will ask the questions. They are KOAT Action 7 news anchors Shelley Rabando, Capitol reporter for the Albuquerque Journal Dan Boyd, and morning host on News Radio KKOB Bob Clark. Here is our format, agreed to by both campaigns. Each candidate will have 1 uninterrupted minute for an opening statement. For each question, they will have 1 minute to answer. As moderator, I have the discretion to grant a 30-second rebuttal. Later in the debate, each candidate will be allowed to ask 1 question of the other, and will end with them giving each of them another uninterrupted minute for closing statements. Volunteers from the League of Women Voters are keeping track of time. They will use a series of lights mounted on top of the camera to help the candidates know how much time they have left. Now, we held a series of drawings with the campaigns. Those determined their podium positions, as well as the speaking order for opening and closing statements, and of course, for the questions. As a result of the drawings, our first opening statement goes to Darren White.
Thank you, Doug. I've dedicated my life to public service, whether serving as a paratrooper in the 82nd Airborne Division, as a street cop, or as county sheriff. Whether I was taking calls for service or rescuing people in Hurricane Katrina, I always believed the badge means you care. It's not just a job, it's a calling. You know, we have had record-breaking crime in the last 8 years, over 750 homicides, 58,000 violent crimes, families shattered. I've had to knock on that door and see the pain in their eyes when I had to tell family members that their loved ones were killed. It's the same pain I saw in my father's eyes. His father, when he was only 9 years old, when his father was murdered. Our homeless population is out of control, and the public is frustrated, and they know we can do so much better. So on December 9th, we have an opportunity to vote for change.
Mr. Keller, you also have 1 minute.
Well, I was born and raised right here in Albuquerque, and now I'm raising my family here. And I love the city, and I see the challenges. I see what you see on our streets and on everywhere with respect to our businesses and all across the city. But I know this, you asked me to face those challenges head on and to do the real work to try and address them. And deep change takes time. It's not the flip of a switch. It's not just changing out a face. It's doing real work every day for years. And that's what we've been doing. Whether it's been rebuilding our police department that was falling off a cliff when I came in, or it's things like actually building a homelessness system to help people off the street. When I started, we helped 0 people. Now we have 1,000 people getting help and services off the street every night. And we're building places for our families. That's what this is about. We know what's working, and now is no time to turn back. That's why I'm asking for your vote on December 9th.
Thank you, gentlemen. We're going to start with crime, and our first question comes from KOAT Action 7 News anchor Shelley Rabando.
Good evening. In an interview with KOAT last week, Bernalillo County Sheriff John Allen expressed his frustration that his operation to clean up Route 66 is compromised by state courts releasing suspects back onto the streets. He says he's now working more with federal authorities to pursue federal charges. As mayor, would you work with federal agencies more often in order to pursue serious charges for local crimes?
Mr. Keller, you go first. You have 1 minute.
Well, we work with our federal agencies every day, and we'll continue to do that, including on that very operation. And we know that collaboration is how you have to deal with this issue, and that's what my office has demonstrated. You know, when I came in, we had a department that literally had officers leaving. We had morale low. We were under a DOJ consent decree for wrongful use of force. And what we've done is we've rebuilt that. And now our officer numbers are on the rise. We use civilians and technology to help support and free up our officers to fight violent crime. And now crime is actually coming down for the first time in 10 years. Now I know we have a long way to go, but when I came in, we had 72 homicides. As of today, we have 59. So we know that we have to keep doing what's working with respect to collaboration, with respect to technology, and using civilians to take calls so our officers can focus on violent crime.
Mr. White, you also have 1 minute.
Thank you. Operation Route 66 is a failure by the mayor because the Bernalillo County Sheriff's Department, the state police, and our DA had to come in and take over enforcement on Central Avenue. Now let's look what they have done. In this short period of time, they have arrested over 1,500 people. They have arrested 15 people for charges related to murder. It's a job that should have been done by this mayor and by our police department, but he let them take it over because he wasn't getting the job done. You know, we talk about our federal partners. It's critically important to work with our federal partners. I did when I was sheriff. It's because their penalties are so much stiffer. You have somebody that's arrested for a felon in possession of a firearm in our state system, they may just get a small slap on the wrist. In the federal system, they may get 5 to 10 years. Turnstile justice has failed our city miserably. People are fed up.
Time is up, Mr. White. Thank you. Mr.
So
Keller, would you like 30-second rebuttal on whether this is a failure or not?
Yes, I would. You know, we've done that again together. So it's just literally wrong to say that somehow that they had to do that. We asked them to do that. And we work with them every day because we're doing similar operations up and down Central. And that's actually why we see crime going down. And I think this attitude that somehow one person is responsible for one thing, that's the challenge that Darren has always had. That's why robbery actually went up under his watch as Bernalillo County Sheriff. And that's why his solve rate was only 40%. He only could solve 40% of the crimes. So that's why you need partners. And that's why you have to ask for help and then use it.
Mr. White, reply to those comments about stats while you were sheriff?
Yeah, well, you know, it is up to one person because that's why we elected you mayor, is to fight crime. And you kept saying this, you keep saying this time and time again. Look, the public is fed up. They don't want to live in a city where we lock up shampoo and disposable razors, but we don't lock up criminals. Mayor, you've been a failure when it comes to crime.
Gentlemen, thank you. Our next question comes from Bob Clark of News Radio KKOB. Mr. Clark.
Well, the National Guard is currently here in Albuquerque performing non-crime related tasks to free up officers to enforce other laws. At what point would you encourage the governor to perhaps extend the order, maybe start winding it down, or maybe even expanding the Guard's role while they're here in Albuquerque?
Mr. White, you go first.
Thank you, Bob. Again, another failure on the part of our mayor. He keeps telling us crime is down, crime is down. He's been saying it for years. But this year, our governor declared a state of emergency, saying that our crime problem was so bad, that violent crime was so bad, and that our mayor and police department didn't have the resources to address it. She had to call in the National Guard. Let me tell you about expanding police powers, Bob. That's a very good question because being a veteran and being a former police officer, I take the issue of police powers very seriously. There is a federal law that prohibits military members from not enforcing the law at the federal level. So I would say let's change their mission and let's get them more involved in being the eyes and ears from the police department and not doing desk duty. Thank you.
Mr. Keller, you also have 1 minute.
Well, I asked the National Guard to come in and worked with the governor and our police department on a way to make that work both for our city and for APD. Here again is an example of collaboration. When you have big challenges, you got to collaborate. And that's why this has been a helpful program. And I think we're at a point now where we could see it wind down, or we could certainly use their help as civilians in a continued way, actually to even help with our unhoused challenges and helping transport folks who are unhoused and even helping provide more shelter. That's our vision. But I do want to be really clear. There's multiple times that Darren has said the word failure. And I just also want to remind him that he actually resigned twice because of his own failures. First, when he was in charge of our state public safety, and second, when he was actually in charge of APD. And so I think you can talk about my record, and that's totally fair game, but your record is also fair game, and that literally is about failure.
Mr. White, rebuttal, 30 seconds.
Sure. The mayor is just so desperate to cling on to power that he will say anything, including these type of lies. He has been telling us—
That's not a lie. You resigned twice.
Mayor, please let me finish. I didn't interrupt you. The mayor has been saying for 8 years that crime is down, and it's just not true. The governor declared a state of emergency because violent crime was out of control and the city was ill-equipped to handle it. Those are the facts, and that's a failure on your part, Mayor.
Our next question comes from Dan Boyd with the Albuquerque Journal. Dan.
Good evening. Police Chief Harold Medina has indicated he may soon retire. If elected, would you want him to stay? Why or why not?
Mr. Kelly, you go first.
Well, Darren is trying to hide from his own record. I mean, he literally had to resign twice. Those are just the facts. And so you might not like your record, but you can't rewrite it. You can't pretend that it didn't happen. And also, every time you say that crime isn't down, I want to acknowledge, actually, I understand people don't feel safer. I get that. I feel the same way. But I also know that crime is down statistically. And if we keep doing it for multiple years, using the techniques that we're now using, we will feel safer. So when you say crime, that it's not down, like that is doing nothing but disrespecting the officers who actually fight crime and who have brought crime down. So let's at least honor and respect the work that they've done and acknowledge that statistics are just true. And when it comes to our chief, I've said I'll bring in a new chief in the next year.
Mr. White, you also have a minute.
Thank you, Doug. So, on the first day in office, I will start the search for a police chief, a strong and inspirational leader, one who is respected not just by the rank and file, but the public as well. This chief of police was involved in a car crash 2 years ago, where he made somebody have permanent life-changing issues because he broke state law and he violated department procedures. Last month, this chief of police, he lost a lawsuit. He lost a lawsuit for whistleblowers in his own department, and we had to pay as a city $1 million because he retaliated against whistleblowers. The question here shouldn't be whether we would keep the chief of police. The question should be, why hasn't he already been fired?
All right, thank you, gentlemen. We're going to go to a first break right now. Our Partners for Impact mayoral debate returns in just a moment.